I'm going to reveal to you the #1 question I am asked whenever I give lectures on in utero brain development for parents. Does my baby have an active mental life in the womb? How will bringing this infant home affect my marriage? How do I get my kid into Harvard? How do I raise a happy child? How do I raise a moral child? And the #1 question I get is that guy. How do I get my kid into Harvard? Every brain is wired differently from every other brain and learns in ways unique to that wiring. And the upshot is, regardless of parenting advice books that might be out there, one size very seldom fits all. I have 3 pieces of bad news for you expectant parents and 1 piece of really good news. Okay, #1 piece of bad news. Marital conflict increases in the transition to parenthood. I suggest you get ready for it. #2, kids can sense the increase even as infants and will rewire their nervous systems in response. #3, this rewiring can interfere with their academic performance later in life. Now for the piece of good news. The effect does not have to be permanent. In fact, there are data that suggest that it's actually not the amount of marital conflict, the amount of fighting between partners that actually rewires the kid's nervous system. It's the loss of the ability for the child to see resolving behavior. You can actually fight all you want, but if you don't resolve in front of your kids in a fashion that they can actually see that everything is going to be all right, you will rewire that kid's nervous system in a way that does not aid and abet their progress into Harvard. You see 2 phenotypes in the first year of Harvard life. #1, some kids make it just fine. They do very well. But that's not true of all of the cohorts. Some get crushed by the experience. Over the arcing period of your parenting skill, it fully depended on how you praised or faulted your child's intellectual accomplishment. What happens over the course of a multi-year period is this. The kid gets it, that I get good grades because I'm so smart. Well, what happens when little Johnny gets a C? If I got an A because I am so smart, I got a C because I am stupid. This is what you should do if you want to get your kid to survive an intellectually challenging environment. Little Johnny gets an A. Little Johnny, you got an A. I'm so proud of you. You must have studied really hard. I studied really hard. That's why I got an A. Deploy that over a long period of time. And what you see is this. They get it that I got an A because I studied really hard. Well, when they get a C, it's because I what? Didn't study hard enough. And when you do that, you will generate the type of student that will be welcome in my laboratory any day. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if your kids get into Harvard, because parenting isn't a matter of celebrating report cards. It is a matter of celebrating relationships. There is no idea in this book or this talk more important than that one.